The haunted chair in the attic in a small town. There stood an old mansion with a dark secret. Abandoned for decades, locals whispered about a particular chair that resided in the mansion's attic. A chair that seemed to have a life of its own. People had it that the chair belonged to a wealthy family who mysteriously vanished one stormy night. No one dared to venture into the mansion, except for a brave soul named Julia. Julia was a curious teenager who loved exploring abandoned places, and she had heard the stories about the mansion since childhood. One gloomy afternoon, driven by curiosity, Julia gathered her courage and decided to investigate the mansion. Armed with a flashlight and her loyal dog, Max, she cautiously entered through a creaking door, her heart pounding with excitement and fear. Inside, the mansion was frozen in time, filled with dust-covered furniture and faded portraits on the walls. Julia made her way up a narrow staircase that led to the attic. As she pushed open the attic door, a chill ran down her spine. But she pressed on, determined to uncover the truth behind the stories. The attic was dimly lit by the faint rays of sunlight filtering through cracked windows, and old trunks lay scattered around the room. In the corner, covered in a tattered cloth, Julia spotted the ominous chair. It was an ornate wooden chair with intricate carvings, but its presence exuded a sinister aura. Ignoring the warning signs, Julia approached the chair and cautiously removed the cloth. As soon as she touched it, a cold gust of wind swept through the attic, extinguishing her flashlight. She felt a presence in the room. A malevolent presence that sent shivers down her spine. Suddenly, Max began growling, his hackles raised as he stared at the chair. He was looking frightened. Julia's heart raced as she struggled to relight her flashlight. When the beam flickered back on, she gasped in horror. The chair was empty, but the air around it seemed to shimmer with an otherworldly energy. Just then, Julia heard a faint whisper, a voice pleading for help. It echoed through the attic, chilling her to the core. Trembling, she looked around but saw no one. The voice grew louder, more desperate, emanating from the chair itself. Driven by fear and compassion, Julia reached out to touch the chair again. As her fingers brushed against the cold wood, a vision flashed before her eyes. A family trapped in a swirling vortex of darkness, reaching out for salvation. Their anguished faces etched in her mind, pleading for release from an ancient curse tied to the chair. With a surge of courage, Julia vowed to break the curse. She whispered words of comfort and hope, promising to find a way to free the trapped souls. In that moment, the atmosphere in the attic shifted. The air grew warmer, and the oppressive presence dissipated. As dawn broke over the horizon, Julia emerged from the mansion, carrying the cloth-covered chair in her arms. She knew her journey had just begun, to uncover the mansion's secrets and bring peace to the restless spirits trapped within the haunted chair. From that day on, Julia became the guardian of the mansion, researching its history and unraveling its mysteries. The chair, now a symbol of her courage and compassion, stood as a testament to the power of empathy over fear, a beacon of hope in the darkness of the abandoned mansion. If you liked the story, kindly do subscribe to my channel and like the video so I can make more spooky stories like this.